I'm Marilee Carr. I am the last of our 5 readers. And I am reading a piece from my master's thesis about, it's called Make an Error, Go to Hell, the Puritan Roots of American Medicine. When I was in medical school, we students were encouraged to act like we knew what we were doing for the patient's sake. We understood completely. We had all been patients and knew how we would feel about a physician as hopelessly incompetent as ourselves. We were taught that a sick person's confidence in their doctor is itself a healing force, and every patient deserves that. So we pretended to be sure of ourselves. We put on this act to avoid burdening our already burdened patients with our own crushing inner doubts. That was decades ago. I've been practicing medicine long enough now that I'm reasonably good at it. With most patients, I am sure of the diagnosis and what we should do about it. But when I'm not sure, I don't want to frighten my patient with my puzzlement. I also don't want to lie or cop out. So I've been trying to invent new ways to tell the truth, despite my training. At first, I approached these conversations very seriously. I shared my reasoning, reviewed the possible diagnoses, and outlined tests that might clarify the situation. I thought out loud right in front of the patient. It felt forbidden, radical, strange. But patients liked working through uncertainty with me. They felt listened to. They spoke up about their values. Sometimes they remembered a clue. But I could tell the second it hit home that this was not a game and that I, the doctor, really didn't have the answer. I could see the tightening at the corners of the mouth and hear the breathing lose its easy regularity. So I added some strategic verbiage to preempt that unsettling realization. Here's how it works. Midway through a sentence, I suddenly interrupt myself and say, I hope this is okay. Some people love it when a doctor thinks out loud. Some people hate it. I make eye contact and they nod eagerly. No one's gonna say, no, don't tell me what you think, just pretend you know what's wrong with me. With that nod, they buy in. Now, after years of trial and error, of polishing different versions of the conversation, like a stand-up comic testing patter, when a patient asks a question I can't answer, like, when will I feel better? I furrow my brow, think hard, rub my chin, and respond, you know, I didn't check before I came in on the 1,000 white rats we have in the back just like you. It always takes an unbearably long moment before they get the joke. Unbearable for me because I'm always afraid as I hang in midair waiting to fall on my face that this time the magic won't work. When the joke finally lands, the reaction is a laugh that's both surprised and suddenly empathetic. Like it's the first time they've seen behind a doctor's mask to the struggle between caring and not knowing. Perhaps the healing power of their confidence in me dies in that moment. I hope so. In fact, that's my plan. I no longer believe a patient's trust in my knowledge and skills helps me make them better, because the mask of the all-knowing doctor excludes an essential healer from the team, the patient. Patients wear a traditional mask too. Passive, obedient, respectful, and ignorant. That's a problem. I have crafted this seemingly artless dialogue to invite my patients to drop their masks and to craft a new role, active, questioning, and mutually respectful. My teachers were right. Confidence in a healer is a healing force. But the healing force is trust in the partnership of healers, including the person who needs healing, as they walk together through the wilderness of uncertainty. Thank you.